Hello and welcome to part 2 of my Championship Lode Runner video walkthrough here on YouTube. In this video I will complete levels 6 through 10. This is the second longest video in terms of game time in the series, as you have to run around 3 of these levels a few times. Level 6 has a lot of death traps and may even put an enemy where you can't release them if they grab gold. Level 7 requires understanding of how enemies move when they can't see you. Level 8 is about luring enemies towards you then running over them. Level 9 has some tough repetition, and in Level 10, it's quite possible to slip up and leave a chest you can't come back for. Then you need to outsmart enemies to make it to the level ladder. Okay, so Level 6 here, we start by digging these 2 holes to catch the bad guy, and one thing we haven't seen yet is that if they have a gold chest, it won't appear, but we will get credit for that chest. Also, we need to keep track of who has a gold chest. We know the person on the right doesn't. The one in the upper left is the one we just killed. But the other 3 have gold chests, and we want to release them. But first, we'll get the chests that are easily available. This isn't all of them. The guy in the center, we need to move him around to get some of the chests in the center. Those last 2. However, it's worth taking time to get the others. You may notice that I'm pausing a bit. I decided to go super fast, which was a mistake. You wind up having to judge where to drop, and it's a bit tougher when you're going fast because if you just tap a key left or right, you can go a bit farther than you intended. Now here, I probably should be going a bit slower to stand on the guy, dig one way and run the other. That's important because if you just don't move one way or the other way after you dig, you will get killed. Also, it's a problem to get the chest at the edge before falling off at high speeds, because in this case, if I'd have fallen off, I'd have been trapped. So now I'm going to dig the other guy out, and now he will try to find me once I go up the stairs, and he released the gold chest early, which is nice. We're going to see how I would have gotten the gold chest otherwise. Once we know the guy does not have a gold chest, we can drop him back in one of the U's here. And I should have gone left immediately so I could go 2 squares up so I could make the robot fall into one of the U's because it would try to see me horizontally. As it is, I'm taking a bit longer than I thought. I didn't need to go all the way right here either, but I did get the robot in the U, so that works well enough. I now have 2 of them to go, and I'm going to have to dig one guy out. And I probably could have dropped down here and gone into the U where I just dug something and dug the square below that to try and force the gold chest out, but I got the chest quickly enough. And I'm going to figure that out next time through. I'm going to dig the U in the center left, or the center of the left edge. Run right. Another reason you want to be slow so running right doesn't fall you off there. There are no false floors or end of level ladders, you'll notice, and you can be pretty safe with this level. You should probably dump the enemies into any old U's as long as they aren't the ones at the top. There's another caveat to this. If you know the enemy doesn't have a gold chest, then the U's at the top are a great place for them. If you're not sure, drop them elsewhere. Also, you don't want to drop too many down the center, where you have, I guess we have the U 1 down from the center, and if you go 2 left and 4 down, that is where you need to drop an enemy, and then you dig over them. You dig right, go left, dig left, go right, dig right, go left, and then dig either way and go the other way. So you only want to have 1 enemy out at a time. That makes things a lot simpler. And so, yeah, you want to deal with them pretty quickly, put them in holes pretty quickly. And then you can dig, say, the upper right of a U, then go into the U, and then dig the lower right if an enemy is nearby to trap them. This one requires you to use false floors that you don't see immediately. They are in the center, and the enemies will fall through to them. Also, you see the small U's where they need to drop. And I made a slightly risky jump there, as if the enemy to the right didn't fall, I would have been trapped in that U. You will also notice that the U's in the bottom left and bottom right have a false floor, so they are safe. And there's a lot of waiting here for the enemies to drop in the right place. That enemy is going to fall off to the left soon enough once I go up the stairs. And I'm going to clear the right out now. I'm not sure if this is the utterly ultimate optimal way through, but it's pretty good. I do need to release the guy on the right as well, which I'm doing now. You also want to make sure that you get the gold chests the enemies may be carrying. So this shouldn't be too bad to wait for them to go by before falling as well. That's important. Don't get impatient. And that pretty much clears the right side, although we got the guy in the right bottom. I just want to make sure I grab everything. And here, I don't know if it was a great idea to wait so much. And if it was, I probably shouldn't have dug stuff, as I really didn't need to do anything with these guys. There is a small trick here that it took me a while to see, how to get the guy that's stuck in the upper U to move, and how to get stuff to the lower left. You notice I dug right, and that caused him to run. Now we are going to have a little fun collecting all the gold here. And there, he dropped the gold. That's kind of nice. And now we have 2 gold left, and I'm going to take way more time than I really should. The easy way would have been to just go right and up and down the center and fall to the right. As is, because I killed the enemies, they regenerated where I have to dig them out again. So that's kind of annoying, but I will be able to put the one enemy where they're out of commission now in the upper left, and I just have to remember not to dig. Again, I'm doing a voiceover here and making sure that the sound quality is a bit better. So I'm kind of looking back on what I did. I'm letting this guy give me the runaround. I really should have gone to the upper right and taken care of the robot there. And there we go. And I can drop down. And of course, you need to move left if you dig right, so that you don't drop on them and get killed. And now I'm going to dig to get the guy in his gold chest. And now I go up and leave. Seeing where the false floors are may help a bit. There are the 6 in the center, and then there's the one on the left and the one on the right. I do think it's best to drop just left of the left center U, or just right of the right center U, and trying to get an enemy to fall there. If you miss, well, yeah, you're going to lose, but try again. The other trick was digging right in the center left U in order to clear out the bottom left area. Other than that, a little patience, just dig on the enemy one way and go the other. You should be okay. This level was really tough until I saw what was going on, and then it was really easy. You see what I did there to duck in to get the one gold chest, and the enemies got close. This is going to save me a bit of time later. And now you see me ducking behind the enemies on the little angled steps, going 2 or 3 east and then 1 up. And we bring everybody off to the side, and then we go to the top. We can outrun them very easily However, I want to stack them together like so. And the trick was to go down to the bottom so that one guy moved to the right. And now I'm going to bring one more guy over here. I almost got killed there, which was smooth. And you notice that I ran pretty far right and up after digging so that the guy got caught in the hole. And then I moved back left and down. And you do that a few times, you can put all the guys under you and to the right, and then you can see I'm just digging holes to get the other gold. No false floors or level ladders here. The main thing to know is that you can dig right on a brick to fake enemies out, whether they are below and right of you or whether they are to the left of you and you want to go up and right and then have them fall in and then you go down and left. That's a tricky move to know, but once you learn it, it helps you dispatch the enemies quicker. And once they're all right or down of you, the rest is pretty easy. You can just get one gold chest, dig right, and then go up right and so forth. This one needs a specific start. You saw what I did with going left and then digging and then falling left. You really don't want to face more than one enemy on the left unless you have to. Then you see me going up the left side. Fortunately, the enemies aren't good at tracking you from the right to the left. There's no ladder there, so they can't really see you. You'll want to go slow to get the very upper left part and also to go up the ladders there, because it's a real nuisance to fall off and have to retrace what you did. So I'm trying to go a bit slow on the emulator. It's pretty fast to fall down. I didn't need to pick up that gold chest because I'm going to pick it up when I take care of the arrowhead in the center. Now, this is the tough repetitive part, or it will show up after I clear out the arrowhead. You just go down the right side, pick the right side up, go down the left side, pick the left diagonal barrels up, and then you dig. Oh, I missed there. So you dig on top, and then you do a dig to either the right or the left and dig below there to get the two chests, and then you dig off to the left twice to escape. And okay, now I'm out. I'm going to go up the stairs, and I need to slow stuff down here, not just so that I don't miss like that, but so that I bring one enemy over at a time. And you notice I'm a bit cagey about going the final square down. I'm having the guy follow me, then I dig to the right twice, and then I fall off to the left. And you'll see what will happen. The enemy circles right and then goes down, trying to keep on level with me, and they fall into the arrowhead. So we need to do that 5 times, and that's going to take some time. I thought about cutting this from the video, but it's worthwhile to see there's a slight difference in how you sucker enemies over. And you can see I'm having some trouble with it. You want them to get close, but not too close. It's also impossible to do at high speeds. They seem to just catch you no matter what you do, or at least what I do. And also, you should note that if an enemy does drop a gold chest, they have no chance of picking it up, since they never pick a chest up right after they leave, and then they immediately cycle right down and left. So 2 down, 3 to go. And you don't really worry about if they left a gold chest back there, because you'll get that chest soon enough once everybody's gone. The main nuisance, of course, is that you have to fall all the way down left, and then you have to run all the way up right across the ladders, and don't fall off because that's a pain. However, we are at 3 out of 5 right now, and we can get that gold chest, and we do. I didn't need to dig there, but I might as well. Four out of 5. And of course, we need them all gone because we are going to fall down and right to get the gold chests, and somebody will be waiting for us. unless we're very careful about these things, and we don't want that. Now, one more time, not getting caught, digging 2 to the right, dropping to the left, and the rest is pretty straightforward. You just have to dig the rightmost, dig the right side of the structure, get the gold, dig to the right, and then dig to the left. However, it is easier to get the leftmost diagonal first, so I do that. And here I need to be a little careful of grabbing the gold, going right, and then going back left. So again, high speed is not a good idea. It would be very frustrating to lose at this point. And the final gold chest, it's rather nice that you look trapped, but there is the ladder. This level has no false floors. It does have the ladder in the upper right that appears at the end, so you do get the upper right gold right away. That's pretty clear, I think. You also want to do the little move left and then right to dig the enemy so that you can fall left and only face one of them. And the big question for me was how to get the guys in the upper right out of commission. I thought, okay, you dig them at the top of the arrowhead and then they reappear in the upper left eventually, but then I found a better way by entrapping them in the arrowhead by digging right twice and falling left. First things first, push up and then push right so that we get the gold chests and don't fall into the pit at the very bottom where we can't get out. A lot of the digging here is pretty trivial. You're going to notice that I dig to get on the rope. Now we just dig right, dig left, go left, etc. There's very little risk of falling off because of how the controls work. You can dig before you get close to the edge, and then I go back up here, and there will be a point of no return in a bit, so we need to clear off everything in the left. I could dig left right at the left bottom barrel, but I didn't. And now I'm going up the stairs. I'm taking my time here because a fall would be fatal. Maybe I should have slowed things down a bit. Also, again, pausing a bit. And then I'm going to drop down again. I don't want to drop down into the pit. Dig to right. Again, be a little careful with the ladders. And now, if you remember from the demo, you dig down to, you wait a bunch, you dig the third, and then you dig over the chest to pick it up. Let's go to the top of the 0 now. I do like how some of the letters are actual numbers, or rather some of the levels, and those chests are not hard to get. And now I kind of was a bit inefficient here. I should have just dug the square right of the ladder, then I could have run over and gotten the chest on the left by digging over it. I would have had time, but I didn't. It doesn't matter too much because all I have to do is go up to a certain height. The enemy will follow, and now I drop down to the bottom. And they're not smart enough to use the ladders to go right and down. They just see, oh, I can drop to his level right away by falling down. This is pretty one way, and it introduces you to the concept of running across an enemy that's falling. You'll also note that once you get to the center ladders, you cannot go back left. The 0, you can pretty much take care of everything except the enemy. Make sure you can clear the right pentamino before you clear the left. And then this also teaches you how to use the ladders to fake out enemies so that they're falling down while you're going left. That's all there is to this video. Thanks for watching through, and if you've enjoyed this enough, giving a like or subscribing if you haven't already goes a long way in encouraging me to share more videos of fun games you may want to revisit or didn't realize you missed. See you next video.